First step is to turn your paper so the long side is on the bottom. We call that landscape view. Please do that. The second step then is we're going to be folding our paper, but watch me first, okay? So I'm going to be folding my paper to make what's called a hamburger fold, okay? Now, if I went this way, that would be called a hot dog fold because it's long and skinny. You want to be making a hamburger fold so that the ends line up, and once they line up to the best of your ability, okay, just do your best, then you're simply going to drag your fingers over and make a crease from top to bottom, okay? Let's do it together. So you're going to take your paper and you're going to bring it across and line it up so that the ends meet to the best of your ability. Once they do meet, then you're simply going to hold it down, drag this finger over, and go up and down, and you have a hamburger fold. For this next step, we are going to be cutting what is going to become the shoulder of our monster. Make it interesting, okay? Now, for the first step, though, we're just going to curve it, okay? And just watch me. So up at this top corner, and notice I need to do this this loose end, okay? I definitely don't want to be cutting here on the fold, but on this loose edge, okay? So here's my loose edge. And up near the top, I'm simply going to just turn my scissors and cut it off, okay? So I've rounded it. And notice that's, again, the loose edge, okay? So let's do it together. Let's pick it up and hold it on this folded edge, okay? And on this loose edge, let's just practice drawing a curved line where we're going to be cutting, okay? And then you can do it for real. So I'm gonna just cut a curved line and then I'm done, okay? So you can do that and I'll wait for you. The next step is we're going to be cutting up on the very top, and that's going to make our monster have a really interesting shape, okay? So watch me first. So I'm only going to cut up here. Very important, not cutting anywhere else, okay? Just up at the top. And I'm going to turn my paper to make it easier. And you could cut a zigzag. That would be just fine. But notice as I cut, I'm not cutting way down here. I'm just staying up near the top, okay? You can cut a wavy line. It's totally up to you, okay? And then when I open it up, my monster is symmetrical, okay? Let's do it together. So you're going to pick it up. So you're holding this folded edge, okay? And then you're going to be cutting on the top, okay? You can have any type of line. In fact, you might even want to practice making whatever it is you want to make, okay? But we're going to stay up near the top. We're definitely not going to want to cut anywhere down here because our monster won't be strong enough. And then when you are ready, you can start cutting, okay? Zigzag, you could cut it wavy, you can cut whatever you'd like, okay? But just stay near the top. I'll wait for you. Now, we are going to begin forming the legs of our monster, okay? Now, what I need you to do is I need you in a moment to turn your paper so that this loose side is up and this folded edge is down. So let's turn your paper. Again, turn your paper so the loose side is facing up. The folded edge is facing towards your belly button, okay? So you can double check, and that is correct. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be folding the very bottom part over. Now watch me, okay? When you fold it over, you need to have just the right amount. You don't want to have too much. You don't want to have too little, okay? You want to have just enough so basically you can fit your thumb on it, okay? See how my thumb is right there? So I'm going to fold it over so it's about the thickness of my thumb. I'm not going this way, I'm going sideways. Can it be a little bit bigger? Sure. Can it be a little bit smaller? Sure. But about the thickness of your thumb. And once you have that, then you're going to crease it, okay? So let's do that together. You're going to grab near the bottom and you're going to just practice folding it over first, okay? Not going all the way up there, not going itty bitty, okay? But we're folding it over so it's about the thickness of your thumb, okay? When it's about the thickness of your thumb, that's great, okay? Then just crease it, okay? Just do your best. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? And then give it a good crease. I'll wait for you. Now we get to start cutting out the legs. Super exciting. But watch me first. Now the first time we're going to cut, we need to cut starting in the middle of this. Oops, you know what? Very important thing. Let's do this. Let's point to that crease line and let's rub over it. This is the stop line. Can I have you rub over your stop line and say stop? Okay. All right, so when we're doing our cutting today, when we begin cutting, when we come up to that stop line, we need to stop, okay? If you cut past it, your monster will fall apart, okay? So we'll do our cutting up to this line and then we'll stop, okay? Not cutting past it, okay? So you watch me for this first one, okay? So I'm gonna be, and we're all going to be in just a bit, cutting from the bottom, we'll go up. And what's important is that we stay in the middle, okay? And then we're going to curve over towards that stop line. And when I get to it, I'm going to stop, okay? But it's important that I stay in the middle. If I cut up right here, is that the middle? No, it is not. How about, is this the middle? Nope, it's not. I need to start from the very middle between the fold and the edge, okay? And I'll go up, and then at a certain point, I have to turn and cut towards that stop line. Now, if I kept going up and up and up and up and then curve right here, do you see how skinny it would get to be up here? That's going to make the leg very weak. So I always need to stay in the middle. I'll come to right about here and I'm going to curve in and I'm going to stop. So you watch me. I'm going to put my scissors near the middle between the fold and this, and I'm going to start cutting. I'm going to cut up. And when I come to about the middle of this space, I'm going to stop and I'm going to begin curving it, okay? And I cut towards that line, and once I get to it, I'm going to stop, okay? And that's the first cut. So let's practice together, okay? And let's rub over that stop line again, okay? Again, we're not going to cut over it. And let's practice finding the middle, okay? And then let's practice going up, up, up to about the middle, and then we're going to turn and go towards the stop line and stop. Okay, we'll do it one more time. Okay, just do your best. Going up to the middle and to the stop and stop. And let's do it for real. So I'm going to put my scissors in the middle. I'm going to cut up to where I think the middle is, and then I'm going to turn and go towards that stop and stop. Okay, once you have completed yours, just let it sit. And I'll wait for you. All right, now we're going to be cutting another leg. Our next leg is going to go right here. But what's important is that we stay in the middle always, okay? So I always have to stay between these lines, okay? So watch me do it for real, okay? And we're always going to start by practicing, okay? So now I'm going to put my scissors in the middle, and I'm going to cut up and cut nice and slowly when you do it in just a bit, so that you're always in the middle. Because if you get too close to the top, it could break. If you get too close to the bottom, it could break. So take your time staying in the middle, coming to the stop line, so I'm going to stop. Okay? Now let's practice doing it together. So find the bottom, and you're going to practice going up, staying in the middle, curving it, staying in the middle, and then coming to the stop line, and then you'll stop. One more time. Let's practice going up, curving it, and then stop. Okay, we're going to do it for real. Now, when you do it this time, take your fingers and just kind of hold on to it. If I hold here, these can kind of flop around, so I'm going to hold it together. Okay, like right here. So I'm going to make sure it's lined up, and I'm going to start in the middle, okay? And you can start doing it too, cutting, staying in the middle. I'm going to turn and always stay in the middle because I don't want it to fall off. And I'm to the stop line, so I'm going to stop. So you finish yours up, and I'll wait for you. Let's make our last leg. Now for the very last leg, we're again going to start in the middle, and we're going to go up. And then when we get to a certain point, we're actually going to cut right over that stop sign or stop line, okay? So watch me. I'm going to practice it one more time, staying in the middle of this space, and then this time I'm going to go all the way across. So watch me do it, staying in the middle, cutting up, and I'm not going to get too close to that other leg because I don't want it to break off, and right over, and when I open it up, I have my symmetrical monster. Now let's practice it together. So I'm going to find the middle between the edge and the crease. I'm going to go up, staying in the middle, and eventually I just curve and go off. Let's do it again. Straight up, over it, and cut it off. So let's do it for real. I'm holding it together, curve over line and that line and cut it off. And that's it.